Today on the channel, we're looking at my favorite evil faction in G.I. Joe. We're looking at the inaugural member of the Iron Grenadiers, Metalhead, on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another G.I. Joe Classified Series review. This time we're looking at 118 Metalhead. Of course, I was always going to grab this guy. It took me a little while to make a decision, get off my butt, but Target made it easy for me when they were, had them on sale. You can get them for like $24.49 right now, rather than paying the full deluxe price for them. And I want to sort of give a shout out to my buddy Phil over at Crossfire Collectibles, who, in a sense, influenced me to wait on them because he said he didn't like how the missile system worked. But we're going to give it the old college try here over here on this channel. And yeah, we're going to get into it. As always, we're going to start with the packaging. And I got to say, in the package, it looks good. Got Metalhead, nice portrait, Iron Grenadiers. Look real cool. Still seemingly part of Cobra, which is a little bit different, but to work with it. Got your QR code to nowhere. If anybody has found out whether these QR codes started working or not, certainly let me know in the comments. I haven't checked in a while. Then you got his file card symbols. So you got a 2 Ordnance, 4 launcher, 3 anti-armor, and this is 3 Ordnance, and 2 something. I don't know what this is. I'll get back to you. On the other side, you got a nice full portrait of Metalhead. Got a big knife, number 118. You got your product shot, Metalhead on the back, shooting some rockets. Looks like you got a tiny Naugahyde. I think this was one of the much maligned Geek episodes from which he hails. And then of course you got the inset of his, I guess his back, and then you got the Destro logo on his arm. Been waiting for that for a long time. Alright, so that's the package. We're going to get Metalhead out and see what we can see. Alright, so we've got Metalhead out of this package, and he comes with quite a bit of stuff. It comes certainly enough to justify the $34.99 that he would cost as a deluxe figure. If parts count means anything, he does have a lot of parts. So each of these missiles has an accompanying blast effect. There's 3 types of blast effects, and they all can, I guess, go into each of the type of missiles. The big ones or the small ones, you get 4 of them, and then you get 2 of each type of blast effect. And then you get 2 large missiles that go in the shoulder launcher. Obviously you get the hoses, you get the gang molded Valkyrie, Cobra blaster, and submachine gun, and knife. You get the leg launchers that apparently go into these ball joints here. You get the hair with the goggles, and you get the New Age helmet. So that's, it's pretty substantial amount of gear. So you can give them different looks and everything like that. And then taking a closer look at Metalhead himself. He is well detailed. Of course, we've never seen his face without the goggles. He oddly has a tattooed tear here on his face. Nice attention to detail there. So I guess he's, you know, confirmed killer. He's got the Destro symbol on his shoulder. I'm guessing this is, he's got like a tick mark of tanks he's knocked out. Can't tell what this says, but it says something. Definitely gonna have to get some glasses. But the figure looks nice. The details look nice. I don't see any obvious reuse. I thought maybe his boots were like stalker boots, but they're not exactly. Of course, the laces are painted, but the shoes themselves aren't the same. But he looks pretty cool. And of course, his vest has, you know, the extra detailing in it. Got the pegs, I guess, for the backpack. Guess we're using a different pegging system for him. Nice knife sheath. So yeah. The original figure did not have quite this long of hair. He had, you know, I don't know, a little bit long, but not exactly this long, I don't think. Now he's got like flowing locks. Obviously, you know, I'm a black guy, I'm not a white guy, so I don't know if I would qualify this as a mullet. You know, party in the front, business in the you know, party in the back, business in the front. It all just looks like long hair to me. So let me know in the comments if this qualifies as a mullet or not. But you obviously you can take it off. Weird head. You can pop on the goggled version. Fits right on there, like it belongs there. And I'm guessing it's probably how I'll keep them. I'm guessing that. Let's put the helmet on him. Yeah, I don't know. The helmet looks cool enough off of him, but I think it looks kind of goofy on him. It's not the best. It's on there, but it's just kind of on there. It just looks like a weird. With it on his head, it looks like a weird samurai type helmet, and I don't think that's what they're going for. But it's an option. If you like the helmet, you know, have at it. But I think he's gonna rock the hairdo with the goggles. I think that's gonna be the way we're gonna go with that. And was having a recent conversation about Metalhead, and these aren't his exact colors. He definitely was like black. You know, so this is, in my opinion, a nice update that's still true to the character, but it's not exactly a 1990, 91 Metalhead. But it is true to the spirit of Metalhead. So, okay, so there we go. You know, I'm not going to go into the articulation. It's standard G.I.Joe classified series. Butterfly joints, T-pose up to there as I go into it. He can actually ab crunch a little bit better than a lot of characters with vests. Back to about there. Not fully, but better. Of course, you got your drop down legs. You kick to about there. He doesn't kick very high. doesn't kick back very far either. And I'm not sure, I don't really think it's the, I don't think it's that. It's not really impeding anything. But hey, not everybody could be a ninja. Pretty deep knee bend, elbows work. So yeah, standard G.I. Joe classified series articulation. Not bad, not terrible. All right, so we'll get them geared up and see what we can see. All right, so we've got Metalhead here, geared up, firing all his missiles. And I gotta say, he holds everything pretty well. He can stand wearing the backpack, which is kind of a feat right there. As you can see, he finally tipped over. But you can bounce him on it. And, you know, it looks pretty cool. You can pose the rocket launchers out. You can, you know, kind of have them shooting the guns at the same time. Looks kind of nutty and crazy, and yeah, I like it. Works out better than I had hoped. I know I hadn't gone too much into the lore of Metalhead, but we all know that mainly you remember him as kind of this goofy character from the Deke cartoon series G.I. Joe in the 90s, early 90s, like 1990. And you know, media definitely has an effect on how you perceive a character. Like, you know, he was kind of a moron, and I feel like I feel about him almost the same as I feel about Bazooka. Like, you know, they made him like stupid on the show, but if I remember right, he sort of like designed his own, you know, anti-tank weapons and everything like that. And it's sort of a pattern. They make the anti-tank guys kind of dummy. So he's an anti-tank guy. Bazooka is an anti-tank guy. Hilariously, so is Scrap Iron, but Scrap Iron was never portrayed as an idiot. In fact, Scrap Iron in the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero comic book, is one of the few Cobras that actually had like a, you know, body count that meant something. But they all have the same job. Oh, yes, and by the way, this symbol that I couldn't remember here, it's a 2 computer technology. He can program computers. So yeah, so Metalhead, not a dummy, like he was portrayed on the show. And I really like the figure. I actually think he turned out better than I gave him credit for. Don't really, the helmet by itself I think looks okay, but on his head I don't like how it looks. So it's either the mullet or the mullet with the glasses. I think we're gonna go with that. So there you go. So next we'll do some comparisons with the rest of his wave mates and get you out of here with some final thoughts. Alright, so first up we'll bring in the tacked Viper. Well, I guess I need to actually bring him in. I got him posed so dynamically that he doesn't understand. There you go, tacked Viper. video for the Techno Viper. I couldn't get his pistol in the holster, but as you can see, I did finally get it in there. I had to screw with it a little bit, but it's in there just fine now. And we'll bring in Perennial Disappointment Airborne. And I have him with this his head cocked the way it is because his helmet won't stay on as long as this strap is there. It'll just look like it's kind of floating on his head, and even like this is not necessarily the best fit, but it is on there. I'm strongly considering cutting the strap. We'll see what happens, but I haven't done it yet, but I may. We'll bring in the massive Cobra Trainer, Big Boa. And last but not least, bring in MacArthur S. Edo, Quick Kick. So here are your comparisons. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on G.I. Joe Classified Series number 118, Iron Grenadiers, Metalhead. Yeah, glad I picked him up. Glad I got a discount on him. But he's, in my opinion, worth the money. You know, I usually don't listen to people when it comes to whether they like something or whether I like something. But you know, my buddy Phil over at Crossfire Collectibles, you know, I do value his opinion. So while it didn't stop me from buying the figure, it definitely slowed me from buying the figure. I don't know if he had a bunch of issues with his. He kind of alluded to the fact that he did, but I haven't had any issues with this one. So you know, he can shoot his missile launchers. He can stand up with them. The wires aren't falling out. I mean, looks pretty good to me. I can't really find any fault in the figure, honestly, more so than the helmet. And the helmet is totally optional anyway. The 1991 figure didn't even come with a helmet. So, well, excuse me, he came with another helmet, an even goofier helmet. So yeah, this figure is great. You know, nice opening salvo, if you will, to the Iron Grenadiers. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10, and I think he's a great figure. He's definitely as good as you know, anything else. But when they stand, when they can hold their weapons and you can kind of store everything, yeah, he should get a high mark. I'm gonna give him a 9. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to all the new subscribers helping us get to that 1,000 mark by the end of the year. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who sticks around, checks out all the videos. We got some Masters of the Universe coming. We got some WWE coming. Obviously, we got some Transformers coming, some Star Wars. Got a little bit of everything coming your way in the next few days and weeks. Please stay tuned, and everybody stay safe. I will see you all on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.